Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So I've had the request from a couple of different people to do a video on baking. So if you don't know what baking is allowing a loose or translucent setting powder to set on your face for 5 to 10 minutes, basically baking your liquid makeup onto your face underneath the powder. So it traps the heat from your face between the layers and it bakes everything on, and that's supposed to give you a flawless, seamless, crease-free finish that lasts all day. So that's what it is. When you would use baking, some people seem to use it daily. I certainly don't. I find it does feel a little heavy on the face. However, if you had an event or some special occasion or something like that going on, that would be the perfect time to do baking. Or if you were going to have perhaps a very long day and you wanted to make sure everything stayed in place for a good long while, that's when you would use this baking technique. It's something that's been around for a long time in the performance makeup world, in the drag world, on stage makeup. This is something that's been used for a long time. However, it's something that has become very trendy on YouTube in the last few years. So a few people have asked me, and so I'm going to do this video sort of showing you how to do it. So the most important thing that you want to have is either a loose powder or a translucent powder. It's important that this powder is lighter than your actual face color. You're always going to want to start with a primer, and you're going to need your foundation and your concealer. So I'm going to scooch the camera a little bit closer and we'll get into baking our faces. Okay, so for the purpose of saving time, I've applied a coat of primer over my entire face and a coat of foundation. So I used the Physicians Formula InstaReady primer and my Clinique Acne Solutions foundation in Fresh Ivory. You guys have seen me do that before. You don't need to see me do it again. So the next step when you're getting ready to bake is obviously concealer. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind Dark Circle Corrector in the color Neutralizer. And I'm going to apply that underneath the eyes and sort of down a little bit. I'm going to apply sort of a triangle shape here and a little bit here. And then I'm also going to take my Tigi light concealer stick and I'm just going to conceal where I've had a bit of a breakout this weekend. Such is life. Another reason why I applied my foundation before I brought the camera out or forward. Okay, so I'm using my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm also going to be using a dampened beauty blender. I'm just going to blend that in. Okay, so I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So you guys missed the first step, but I'm gonna continue on. So basically, I've applied an obscene amount of powder underneath my eyes where I have my concealer. I used my Physicians Formula loose powder in Buff Beige. It's lighter than my skin tone, that's important. So you're basically gonna apply, I like to use the dampened beauty blender. You're going to apply like a ridiculous amount of powder everywhere where you would have an issue with your makeup staying put, anywhere where you've applied concealer, anywhere where you want to sort of highlight subtly. That's sort of what you're doing. So this is exactly what I did under my eyes. I'm sorry about that, guys. It was kind of too late to like knock it off and do it again. It's already started to set, so I apologize for that. So For me, my problem areas are obviously like my chin where I really break out, on my forehead where I've got a little bit of a breakout, on the T area, and underneath the eyes is where it tends to crease the most on me. Especially I tend to get that sort of like raccoon eye look. So basically, once you're done applying your loose powder with your dampened beauty blender, you could use a brush. I find the dampened beauty blender works the best for this particular technique. So you're going to allow it to set for about 10 minutes. So what you're doing when there's like a hair in your mouth, what you're doing is you're basically baking in your foundation and your concealer. So you've applied foundation, concealer, and you've applied an obscene amount of powder over top. What that's doing is it's trapping the heat underneath the powder. So the heat from your skin is now warming up to the foundation and the concealer, and it's being locked in underneath the powder. So that's where they get the term baking. This is something that's been done in the beauty industry, in performance makeup, in stage makeup for years and years and years. So this isn't like a new technique. It's just something that's fairly recently gotten like huge on YouTube. So while I'm allowing this to bake, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I will come back in 10 minutes time and we'll knock the bake off and you can see the final result. Okay, 10 minutes has gone by, so I've done my eyes, my brows, and put a little bit of lip gloss on. So I'm gonna use my Tigi brush that the name has worn off of it. Basically any like sort of fluffier brush. I don't like to use the big huge fluffy one. I like to use sort of a medium sized one, and you're just basically gonna kick off whatever hasn't baked into your skin essentially. So you're just gonna kick off the extra. You can see at this point there's not very much really. A lot of it has absorbed into the skin. Most of what's left is under the eyes. So you're just gonna kick off that extra. And that's it. Then you would just go ahead and do your blush, bronzer, contouring if you were gonna contour your highlight. I almost forgot to tell you guys the most important thing when you're finishing with baking your face is a setting spray. So if you don't use a setting spray, your face is gonna continue to feel really tight and kind of cakey. Mine feels like that. I was like, what did I forget? Oh yeah, setting spray. So I'm using the Essence Instant Matte Setting Spray. I actually really like this one. I got it at Shoppers for $5.99. I like the L'Oreal one. I really like the Urban Decay one. Unfortunately, it's just not in the budget right now. I had tried the e.l.f. one before and I didn't care for it. So I really like this one. It's got a really nice mist to it. So it's important that you really spray your whole face really, really good, and then you're gonna sort of fan it in and let it sort of set. So I always have something handy to kind of fan myself with. So once you've set it, it'll feel much more like your face again. So this is an important step not to forget when you're doing the baking technique. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on baking and how to and why and all that good stuff. I hope this was helpful. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I really appreciate any activity on the YouTube channel. Really helps me out a lot. You guys have no idea. I super, super appreciate that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Quick cameo from Charlie. He's behind me. Come on, boy. Hello. You say hello to YouTube. Very slow motion movement of the tail. And back to sleep. Classic Charlie. I hope you guys like this, and if you want to see more about Charlie, follow me on Snapchat. All my social media stuff is listed down below, and I will list all of the products that I used in the description box as well. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.